Good day, guys. Welcome to another episode of Asa Newscast. My name is Igor Anthony, and I'm your host for today. With me today is Robert Haile from Ethiopia.
Hi, guys.
And Salena Adego from Eritrea.
Hi.
Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome, Robert Haile. Right. So today we're going to be discussing on issues in Africa, as you all know. Robert, tell me something about the UN. You know.
Well, the UN was created after the Second World War in order to help stabilize, be as a diplomatic link between countries and as a way of solving issues. The UN was based on a model of the League of Nations, which existed prior to the UN being formed. The League of Nations had a similar premise to the UN, however, it had major weaknesses in the structure of the organization. It was mainly Eurocentric. The UN, through its General Assembly, has included more countries from all over the world. However, the UN does have its own weaknesses. It has something we call a Security Council, which have 5 countries that can veto. Basically, they can stop any resolutions coming from the General Assembly. Basically, in layman's terms, those 5 countries have the largest say what happens in terms of world politics. So the UN is a very interesting and large organization. However, it has major flaws and weaknesses, which have led to the invasion of Iraq. The U.S., for example, was not allowed to attack Iraq. However, the U.S. overrode the UN and still attacked them with no repercussion at all.
So let me give you an example. You know, there are things that happen in Africa that maybe the UN would eventually have to come and take care of. I mean, but we already have a body that has to that's supposed to be able to cater for that. You know, the African Union.
Well, let me stop you there. One of our weaknesses as Africans, I think, as a continent, is that we rely too much on foreign aid or foreign assistance in times of crisis. We have all the resources we need. We have enough personnel. We have much more. We have enough resources. However, this is a poverty of the mind. I mean, it's poverty of the soul to rely on others for help all the time. The UN is there merely as a PR stunt. It's there
as a contributing force.
As a contributing force, but the bulk of the effort should come from ourselves. However, we have untold challenges on the continent, ranging from governance to proper maintenance of infrastructure and the distribution of resources. So that's where I'll leave it. So it's a long discussion for another day.
Oh, all right. So Salena, what's your take on the African Union, and the UN for your own take on view? Because we have seen that in Africa, major places, the UN has failed in the world. They have also succeeded the same way. But basically, in our continent, Africa, I haven't really heard much of what the African Union has done. Will you be able to enlighten us on that? You know, a little bit of what the AU has, done also, or how we see them, like maybe what they have succeeded in, what they've helped us achieve so far, as an African continent.
I think that it's helped us in a way where we've been able to find out, what resources we do have and what we need help on a little bit, because certain countries in Africa, they are just strictly relying on outdoor aid, and I feel like it's been helping them realize that you don't really need that. You can be doing that on your own. You can have your own people helping their own country build it up on themselves, so they don't have to rely on, the outside world, the Western world to build the country. Because at the end of the day, it's the people of the country that help its country itself, for it to grow. Because the Western world has their own things to deal with. They're not really thinking about, here we have to help them, because they have their own country to, look up to.
So basically, you're advising us that we should learn to fend more for ourselves.
Exactly.
Learn to be dependent on our own selves and stuff like that. All right, thank you very much, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Now, let me tell you something. I heard that Ethiopian and Eritrean food are very similar. So, would you guys care to lecture us on, something that you guys probably eat out there? We're really, really curious. Come on, you start. Ladies first.
Want me to start?
Yeah.
All right. Well, One food that is very similar, it's called injera. Yeah, no one's ever heard of it really. It's basically flatbread. It's pretty simple to make. It's basically, you put different sauces, I guess you could call them here, but back home it's a completely different word. But you put different sauces on it. You take the flatbread and you just, grab it and eat it. It's all with your hands. All hands.
Well,
All hands?
Well, the thing with, as she said, our staple food, the way most of our starch, our carbohydrates, is something we call injera, made out of teff flour. So it's like a sourdough pancake kind of thing. That's the best way of describing it. It's like a crepe, like gray crepe. So we have different stews that we eat with it. So we have a vegetarian-based stew, we have meat-based stew, we have chicken, and it's a very spicy cuisine. There's mild food as well. We also have something called gumfo, or it's called dat in Eritrea. So would you like to elaborate on what that is?
I like to call it volcano food, because basically that's what it looks like. It looks like a volcano.
But does it erupt?
No, sadly it doesn't, but
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean,
No,
I apologize for that joke.
yeah, that's our joke here. But to describe how it looks like, it does look like a volcano.
Oh, okay.
There's different ways you can format it, I guess. Some, kind of rise up a little bit. Some are just flat, and it still doesn't have that
It's
volcano feel.
similar to what you guys, to what Nigerians eat is pounded yam.
Yeah.
It's like that, but there's a small cavity in the middle. We make it with barley flour. There's a small hole in the middle which you put a butter and spice mix, which you dip and you eat with your fork.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so that's the.
That's like oh, okay. There's also something else that actually came to mind. I heard that some East African countries, I had a friend who told me that he doesn't eat rice. He's from Eritrea to Ethiopia. Actually, he's from both countries though, but he said he doesn't eat rice. So it was like, maybe I'm gonna ask him, but I never got a chance, so I'm gonna ask you guys.
Well, culturally, the main grains that we do eat for our cultural food is if it's indigenous to East Africa. We eat a lot of barley, and we eat a lot of beans.
Oh, okay.
Rice is not part of our traditional food at all. Rice is something that came with foreigners, with the large Indian and Arab community that we have in our countries, that they brought along. So even corn is not part of our natural food.
That's nice.
So yeah, we eat a lot of indigenous foods. That explains why the food it's a very nutritious food, and that's why we're good athletes in general.
Oh, that again. I heard that Ethiopians are the fastest runners in Africa. What can you tell us about that? And Eritreans too.
Well, as for speed, I cannot attest to speed, but as for long endurance training, we do tend to win the most. After Kenya, we win the most gold medals at every Olympics we go to. We're second in Africa for gold medals every single time we go to the Olympics. This is mainly attributed because we live in a very high altitude.
Okay.
So there's less oxygen in the air where we're from. So we have more red blood cells than the average person. And thus, we have stronger hearts and lungs than most people do. So we do well at endurance sports.
Oh.
And that's basically, I'm just wrapping it up by explaining by the altitude.
All right, thank you very much. Do you have anything to add to that since you're from the same region as well? Or
I think
he's
he
actually
did a good job. He did a good job.
No, I mean,
Explaining.
you probably have the same idea
Yeah.
about the same thing too, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. So we're going on another quick break, everyone, and we're going to be back. Stay tuned.
Got the club going up on the Tuesday. Got your girl in the car and she Tuesday. Club going up.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, guys. So before we wrap up, I would love you to give me something very interesting about your countries. Apart from the food, which we mentioned earlier, something very interesting. Ladies first again. Sorry, Robert. Ladies first.
Something interesting.
Something we should look forward to, like something very nice. Why should we come to Eritrea?
The beautiful beaches. We have a beautiful beach.
Oh, yeah.
The Red Sea. You can go there. You can go swimming. You can go scuba diving. There's a festival that happens every 2 years. It's very cultural based, and you can go there every 2 years. You can meet a lot of new people for sure. Every 2 years, basically everyone around the world that usually are Eritrean, but anybody can go to this festival, and they can go there, stay for, I'm pretty sure it's 4 days, and meet new people, meet the people during the festival, and it's enjoyable.
Oh, so sorry to cut you there. What is the name of this festival?
It's called Sawa Festival.
Sawa Festival.
Yes, Sawa.
So, and it's every 2 years.
Yes, every 2
So
years.
around what period?
During the summertime in July.
Oh,
So
nice.
2016
Oh,
is the next year.
nice.
Yeah.
And now the Red Sea, is it actually the Red Sea, like the legit Red Sea?
Legit. Let's see.
The,
Yes.
the one that.
Near Egypt and
Yeah. Oh my
That's-
God,
yeah.
that's interesting. How about you, Olga?
Something interesting about Ethiopia? Well, with the exception of Liberia, we're the only other country in Africa that was not colonized. The Battle of Adwa in 1896 was a battle in which we fought Italians and we defeated them. It's one of the few instances in history in which an African army beat an invading European army. And that is,
Wow.
I'm very proud of that. I'm proud.
See me here.
Line of Judah. You see?
All right.
That'll be it.
That'll be it?
Well, there's many interesting things, but it's not.
But I mean, that's the
newscast
coolest one.
This newscast won't be long enough for me to finish.
Wow.
I'll put up the first one.
You Ethiopians. All right, with that, thank you very much for watching this episode. Stay tuned. Watch out for next
All right.
week. All right.
Can't deny the way I feel when you walk by. I'm so in love, my entire loving your eyes and your pretty smile. You hit me hard, but I can't sleep. No, I'm in love, but I'm in too deep. Come here.